This portion of your talk show is
Some of
brought
the
to you by
fizz may be
Cedar
gone from-
Crest, where active seniors live the life they want.
Your community, your opinions, your forum. This is your talk show on WCLO. Opinions expressed on your talk show are those of the host, guests, and callers and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of WCLO or Big Radio staff, management, or sponsors. The open phone and text line number is 608-752-4000. Now, here's the host of your talk show, Tim Bremmel.
Welcome back. Well, I don't even know where to start with our next guest. Matthew Clark is here. You are the owner of the soon-to-be operating Drop Zone Arcade in the Janesville Mall.
Yes, sir.
Which
yes,
is,
sir.
I guess, I don't know, that's where Tom uncovered you initially and said, oh, we should talk to that. And then we find out, like, you've got a million different things all going on
yes, sir.
around
yes,
the
sir.
area. So,
Definitely.
Welcome to the studio.
Thank you.
You are bringing the arcade in. You also, as I understand it, operate Extreme Graphics, which is a T-shirt company. Is that right?
Well, there's a lot more than that. Pretty much anything you can dream, we can draw. So we do vehicle wraps. We do signs of all types. We do murals, the old-timey hand-painted murals.
Mm-hmm.
We do vinyl graphics. We do screen printing, airbrush, everything. Plus the motorcycles and all.
Oh, wow. Okay. So basically, if you got something you want applied to something, you can do it.
You said we spread. Yes, sir.
You
yes,
said
sir.
we spread. All right. Okay. Good. And that's is that what it is? It's an airbrush sort of process?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, airbrush and we also do the computer graphics as well.
Okay. All right. Well,
Yes, sir.
that's good to know. And that business operates out of where?
Out of the Janesville
That
Mall.
is out of the Janesville
Yes,
Mall.
sir.
Okay.
We put 3 businesses in the mall trying to bring some life back to it.
Okay. Well, good for you. And then you've got Spotlight Photography, which is, I guess, self-explanatory.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you're also a filmmaker. The name of your studio is Angry Troll Studios.
Yes, sir.
So are you the guy that's on Facebook all the time trolling everybody? Is that the
Oh, no. Not that guy.
You're not that angry troll.
Guy. Not that
you're
angry.
well, good. We want to talk about some of those things. Photography, I often wonder, Matt, in this day and age where I pick this up and I go, photographer can take a movie. I'm holding my smartphone here. You know, I mean, everybody suddenly is this professional photographer, or so they think.
Exactly.
What should people be looking for? It used to be, when I first started here, if you wanted a professional photo taken and you wanted to hang it on your wall or put it in a scrapbook, that's your yearly.
Right.
You went down to like Helgeson's or somebody. I mean,
Exactly.
there used to be all these well-known names, and those were the studios.
Yep.
And yes, everybody else had their little, what were they? I can't remember the name of the ding camera back then.
Those little disposables.
The little
110s
with the cartridges that you put in them.
Yeah.
The 110s and the 126s and sometimes 35 millimeters.
Yes, sir.
But you could never get the same look as professional photography. Now it is a little hard to tell because you've got some pretty sophisticated equipment, and most photographers are using digital equipment, but some still swear by the film. So if somebody wants that professional sort of quality output, what would you tell them to look for as a photographer?
Well, basically, you can do so much on your phone, like you were saying, but we're at our studios, we do the traditional stuff as well as incorporate it with the new technique. So we can do full green screen technologies as well as the traditional backdrops and everything. So we can, whatever the customer is looking for, we can go back to the 35 millimeter ways, or we use the highest new digital cameras processes with the latest software. So we can put anybody in any environment that you want, and we can also do the prints that you want. So we can not only give you the photos saved to a disc when you come get a package from us, we can give you any size prints, from a complete wall print that'll take up a whole wall in a room to the classic wallets and things of that nature.
All right.
Yes, sir.
And so with technology these days, you can put me in the Wild West.
Anywhere
if
you
I
want to be.
wanted
Yes, sir.
that
Yes,
kind
sir.
of stuff. Which that sort of technology, most people that are just using their smartphone probably don't have at their
Exactly.
And I know there's a lot of programs out there that you can overlay it and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But there is a difference in how it ends up looking. When
That's right. And plus being able to to get the nice luster papers and the high gloss stuff that you just can't go to Walmart and print off, or anywhere like that.
Absolutely. So there is still room for professional photographers, and people should consider it if they want something that's really needs to be special. Obviously, just like your other snapshots, if it's just something that the kids are out playing and you want to snap it, fine. But as I say, my wife has I don't even know how how her phone still operates with as many photos as she keeps on her phone.
We're actually doing now. Not only are we doing senior photographs and everything, we're also getting ready to gear up for Christmas cards, so we can typeset things and put a family together and print out stuff like that also, and even professional business cards, product photography, things like that you can incorporate for websites. So it's not just photography of an individual. We can come out to places and do real estate. We can do your projects, and that way we not only take those photographs from Spotlight Photography, but we can incorporate them to Extreme Graphics and do vehicle wraps.
I was just going to say, wait a minute, I'm sensing that there's a crossover opportunity there, and obviously there is. All right, well, that's kind of cool. So does it cross over the other way into your film business?
Well, what we do is, as I started working in movies back in the day in Wilmington, North Carolina, and the first movie I ever worked on was a movie called The Crow. And I was just an apprentice then, and I was doing special effects, makeup, and set design. And so I branched off into Los Angeles with my country accent, completely different. And I was able to maintain. I worked in low budget films and shows like Barbecue Pit Masters and all kinds of things. But we have started our own studio that's capable of doing indie films and our own personal stuff, as well as we're trying to offer services for other filmmakers who are interested in doing projects. So we offer our camera equipment and our expertise into being able to shoot and do professional quality videos, and help them even seek distribution and funding so they can get this stuff on screen or TV. So
how great is that?
That's great.
So have you built your association already with the folks at the Beloit International Film Festival?
Not yet. We're trying. Okay. We're trying.
We got some names and numbers for you.
Hey, that's great.
Set you up with Greg Gerard. Because, that's where a lot of that stuff comes from, is these independent outfits. And actually we have two here in town with you, and you're the newest, but there seems to be a greater interest in people trying to tell their story in that way now that, again, you don't have to convince some major Los Angeles or New York production company that this is a good idea. You can do this independently, and
that's right,
much cheaper than you used to be able to.
Oh yeah, the technology is definitely there, and you still have to have a lot of talent. Just because sometimes technology gets cheaper, people don't worry about. They just worry about whether we could do something instead of whether they should.
Yeah.
Some stuff you still need to be professional.
Same thing here with audio. Everybody thinks. Everybody thinks like they can do a show by talking into their smartphone, and then we'll put this on the air.
Exactly, it's a little different.
So I get the nuance you're talking about. Maybe other people won't, but it is an opportunity then for people, and I'm thinking just even in the area. We got a local playwright, Jim Like. I don't know if you know Jim.
Heard of him.
He puts together and just put together I can't remember the name of the latest show he just had down at JPEG, that was dealing with suicide and depression. And it seems to me that, a couple of the themes that he had would make actually really good indie films.
Oh, yeah.
And so you could actually put that together based on that and do it right here, and you wouldn't have to go to Chicago or someplace to film. And so I think for people that are thinking about that, be an interesting possibility, but more and more people, I think, again, just think, well, man, that would make a good movie. Well, it might, but you're probably never going to mass distribute it, but it might still be a really good movie, but that's where the indie films come in, so that's cool.
And that goes back to the film festival, and, we're working on a TV show where we actually cast 3 local people from Janesville, called The Pit. It stands for Paranormal Investigation Team.
Oh, okay.
So, and we are currently filming that right now, and everything's going great. So,
all right. So, are you working with the I can't think of the group, but there is a paranormal group here in Janesville that we've had on the air sometimes.
So, oh, really? I'm not familiar with them yet. Okay, well, the Pit is made up. We have 3 girls. So it's a female-led team backed up with author Mitch Goth, who's also from here. And so his books sell and everything. He's a paranormal expert with over 10 years experience. We're doing the latest equipment and doing a lot of stuff. So
we'll We'll look for that soon.
Thank you.
That's cool stuff. Well, and those aspects that we already talked about would say, well, you guys are pretty busy.
Oh, yeah.
And then you thought, well, what, you didn't have enough to do?
I tell you what, to me, life is short, so you better make every second count. You know what I mean? Do as much as you can.
Well, you're bringing these items into the mall. Is the film studio based in the mall then too, or not?
No, not yet. We're actually, what we're trying to do is we're looking for a facility now to where we can have other filmmakers come and offer the latest in green screen and blue screen technology, as well as a warehouse where we can build sets and store them for other filmmakers so they can come to the Midwest from LA, from Wilmington, from Miami, Chicago, and come to Wisconsin and actually make movies here. And if we'll build sets for them and let them use our equipment, they can bring their own crew. When they're done, that we can store it. So if there's ever a sequel or something like that, it's there.
Huh. Yeah, pretty interesting. All right. Well, we got to now talk about the thing that drew us to you originally before we knew about all these other things. We got to talk about the arcade that you're planning to bring back to the Janesville Mall, and I'm going to hit you up for a bunch of free tokens. But we'll take a quick break, and we'll come back with Matthew Clark on your talk show on WCLO.
Football, friends, and fires. That's what fall means to me. Hi, this is Jordan at KW Greenery. Here at KW, fall means mums and pumpkins, bulbs, and of course the perfect time for planting. Whether you're planting trees or grass seed, this is the perfect time of year, and we have it all here at KW. It's also the perfect time of year to get it all on sale. Get the best prices of the season right now. Enjoy this fantastic fall. KW Greenery, Highway 14, Janesville.
Are you tired of dealing with ongoing home maintenance and unexpected repairs? I'm Ben with Cedar Crest with some exciting news about our Waterford Grove townhomes. Due to popular demand, we are adding 25 additional single-family homes and duplexes to our community. Site work will begin in fall 2019, and we are accepting applicants for our upcoming pre-sale campaign. For more info, go to cedarcrestlife.com or call 373-6304. At Cedar Crest, home happens here.
Hey,
Bench, what are you doing?
I'm rubbing my Blue Emu on.
Were you ready to go fishing?
Fishing?
You said we were going fishing this morning.
I have 10 Gold Glove awards.
Here we go again.
Johnny Bench doesn't go fishing.
Yeah, I know.
Johnny Bench goes catching. Blue Emu supports healthy muscles and joints. Blue Emu. It works fast and you won't stink. Available at nationwide retailers and Amazon.
I'm one of these guys who likes to plan, get it down on paper, whatever it is. Family vacation, remodeling, the kitchen, maintenance for the car. Well, I believed I thought of just about everything until I heard about pre-planning your own, arrangements. I was a little intimidated at first until I saw the sense of putting into writing my desire for funeral arrangements. The staff at Schneider Funeral Home and Crematory made it all easy and natural, I really think it's a good idea to remove that burden and guesswork from my family, who may find the circumstances difficult enough. Now they'll know what I want, and they'll have more time for family and friends. The finances will all be settled, and best of all, I feel good about it.
To learn more about pre-planning funeral arrangements, visit Schneider Funeral Home and Crematory online at schneiderfuneraldirectors.com.
Can't make it to Camp Randall or the Kohl Center? Keep it locked right here on Rock County's home for the Wisconsin Badgers. AM 1230 and FM 92.7 WCLO, Janesville, Beloit.
All right, so how we stumbled on to our guest, Matthew Clark, here was the news that one of the new additions to the mall, as they look to kind of reinvent the Janesville Mall, was going to be someplace called the Drop Zone Arcade. And whenever somebody does something that somehow has an 80s connection to it, Tim perks up and goes, hey, where's that going to be? I got to go there. I'm up for it. And Matt, maybe you and I could work on this. I'm up for 80sville.
Oh, man, we can make it happen.
I think we take like my community of Orfordville, which is small enough, and there's just one main streetway, and you retro the whole darn thing. And when people drive into the town, they pay an admission fee just like an amusement park. And then everything is priced the way it was priced in the 80s. The menu at McDonald's is the way it was in the 80s. It's the 80s.
Bring back the DeLorean and the skating rink.
Exactly.
That's what we need.
I personally think if I had an unlimited supply of money, that's what I'd be doing. But anyway, I don't. But I might have enough money for some tokens to come into your newest business venture, and that is going to be called the Drop Zone Arcade.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're trying to bring back like it was when I was a kid. I'm an 80s kid myself, so it was some place to go that was special. I mean, you've got games and everything that you can get online, but the social interaction and the seeing who could beat who's high score and everything.
Well, you used to have like 4 or 5 people crowded around each machine watching the guy who was playing.
Yeah,
to either make fun of them because they blew it, or to root them on if they were hitting the record score.
Exactly. And Julie has done so much with the mall to bring life back to the Janesville Mall and everything, and she's offered us a great opportunity. So we're blacking it out and there. We're going to put the black lights in, the murals on the wall, put the games in there, the classic games, and also mix it with a little bit of the VR from today. So it's going to have something for everybody, from people that grew up like we did to the new kids today. So
you might get me to cross that. If I could play Space Invaders with VR, so I could just like point my finger at it, and that'd be kind of cool.
Awesome. That's awesome.
I could get into that probably.
Yes, sir.
So this will be you weren't here, but it sounds very much like it'll be sort of like Aladdin's Castle used to be in the mall in the 80s.
Yes, sir.
And so it's going to be a retro arcade for the most part.
Right.
So my question is, what games and what is the difficulty these days of finding working, operable, usable Pac-Mans and Galagas and Centipedes and whatever else you may have in there?
It is a very specialized market, and the amusement companies that have them are going back. And I mean, there's no Radio Shacks anymore.
No.
So they're having to fabricate some of these things to make these old boards and everything and refurbish these machines. So,
wow.
So, yes, sir. So it is actually original games from the 80s that have been refurbished and put into the Drop Zone.
And I know there's a kind of a sideline business going on. I was walking through Walmart the other day, and they had a big pallet of these, and they're about, I don't know, 3/4 size of the original arcade thing. But they're not the same.
No.
And part of that has to do with, as I understand it, copyright.
Right.
To the actual game program. Just like a book, the program itself can be copyrighted, right?
Exactly. Yes, sir.
So if you want the original thing, you're going to probably have to look farther than $129 on the pallet at the department store.
Some of these original games are $15,000 each.
Wow.
And that's amazing.
So, that would bring to mind that you're not going to make that back at quarters.
It's going to
in
take
the old
a while.
days, that was a little different.
The thing about it is, though, this is something for the kids. We always hear parents say there's nothing for our kids to do. There's nothing there. And when I came to the mall and we opened Extreme and Spotlight, we noticed that there was kids in the mall, but they were just sitting there, nothing to do, and, idle hands, So I'm trying to give the kids of Janesville and surrounding areas some place to go that's safe, some place to go that's fun, and that they can connect socially instead of on some of these social media sites like we used to and hang out with your friends.
So I've speculated a lot of this. I only have 1 or 2 things to back this up. You would know more than I. But kids today, 15, 16-year-old kids today, have never played, or a lot of times even seen, an original Pac-Man stand-up game.
Yep.
So when you see them experience that for the first time, are they dissonant, like, oh God, that's an antique, or are they fascinated by it?
They are fascinated. They are, and I've got 5 sons myself.
Okay,
and I've got a 16-year-old. I've got a one soon to be 13-year-old named Eric, and when they do things on these PS4s and Xboxes and things like that, there's such a difficulty with all the buttons and everything. But it's something watching a kid go from 10 buttons on a controller, and it's hard for them to do something with a joystick and one
and a fire button.
Yeah. it gives us parents a chance to be like, yeah, we got this.
I'm going to come down, and we'll have to do like a tournament or something.
We need to.
I got to brush up on my Galaga skills a little bit.
I love Galaga.
Well, that's going to be a lot of fun. And I think you and I were talking before the segment started, Matt. Part of the whole reimagining of places like the Janesville Mall and like the businesses that you're actually opening is an understanding that you can't go back to the future or back to the past.
Exactly.
that it's not going to be the same.
No.
And so rather than a mass appeal thing, you're looking at a bunch of sort of niched businesses that will all have a certain audience that you're looking for.
Right. And, today from the food you order can be done on your phone to any retail item that you have. Malls back in the day, the only place that you could get certain items or to go somewhere for back to school shopping was you went to the mall. You went to those stores and you had that environment. But now you can order it and it's at your home the next day. So for malls to compete today, don't try to compete in retail, is my opinion. Don't compete with something that's online. You need specialized businesses, stuff that you can't find online. That's what's going to bring people back to the mall, and that's what's going to fill these malls up across the country again. The big people like Amazon. I mean, I use Amazon, different people myself, but when you've got the arcade where people actually have to come to play, they can't do that online. Or Extreme Graphics where we can, do everything from your signs to your clothing and all that kind of stuff. You have to come in to get that done. So, I mean, that's my whole thing is you must, like they used to tell me in the infantry 50 pounds ago, you got to you got to adapt and overcome the situation.
Sure.
So, and that's what I think the malls across America, to survive, they need to start looking for more specialized things to bring people back in instead of hoping that some of these big anchor stores would stay. So,
well, and it's interesting. You talk about, just again, from not to dwell on the arcade, but yes, you can emulate those games. And when Nintendo came out with their little squashed version of it, it was all just done on a flash memory card or something now, and you could sort of emulate it. I personally could never play those.
Oh yeah, I'm the same way,
because I got to have it. I got to have the big console, and so they're kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't the same.
It's not the same.
So you got to go there.
Yeah.
And the question I have for you then is, have you done enough research and enough, just kind of chatting with people to know that the kids will come there? I mean, I'm a big kid. I'll come there, but it's going to take more than me and people that are just, sadly reliving my past over and over again. You're going to need some fresh blood in there, so to speak.
Oh yeah, and the thing about it is we're moving games in as we speak because we're trying to be open next week for the grand opening, and it is something all ages are glued to the gate watching these games come in, from the little kids that are just learning to walk to people that are 40s and 50s are like, oh wow, and you hear the same thing coming from every age group. So everybody's definitely excited.
Well, it's going to be fun. Give us a shout or an email or something when it's when it's opening up. In fact, we have a Rock County business report here that you should get that opening data into so that we can get that on for you. But I think people will be very interested in things as they come into the mall, and they'll be surprised at the fact that, there's somebody there now, but it's not a clothing store or a hat store or the things that used to be there.
Right.
And it'll be fun to watch this sort of transformation. And you obviously are at the front end of it and a big part of it at this point in the game. So we wish you much luck there.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Good to see you. That's Matthew Clark. Drop Zone Arcade opens in the mall. What are you targeting?
Everybody.
And I mean,
for opening, we're targeting everybody to come in. We're trying to be open next week. Wednesday is our grand opening. So come on and see us.
All right. That'll be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And you want some design work done? You want to logo your back to school? I suppose you want to logo your binder. You can.
We'll do it.
You'll do it. Whatever.
Anything you want.
What do you say the slogan is?
You say it, we spray it.
There you go. All right. Matt Clark, good to meet you.
Thank you, sir.
All right. Have fun. And we'll be back after this short break talking about the Ellison Dairyland competition coming to a county near you. That'd be Walworth County. That's on its way there, and we'll be on our way to that segment right after this on your talk show on WCLO.